go. Go, 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 yeah, go.
Hey guys, it's Jonathan from the Howard Hospitality Group. Welcome to another video. Today is an exciting day. Before we get started, I have to thank my wife because she allowed me to bring this machine inside because it is like 106 degrees outside. And so we brought it into our living room and so I could get it set up and do the video for you guys. You can hear it playing behind me. I think probably one of the coolest parts about this machine is the music. But we saw this game at NBVA back in March. And it is probably one of the coolest games for redemption that we saw at the show. And we have a location that, you know, we have a few racers, a shooter, and some claw machines, but we don't have anything that's like this. And so this is gonna go to that location and fill that spot. And we think it's gonna do really well. So I'm gonna go ahead and flip the camera around for you guys so you can see it. And here we go, you ready? There it is, you guys. So this is the Pipeline Games Perfect 10. And as you can see, it is a pretty amazing machine. And you can see it, like I said, you can see it a mile away. It just glows. It's got the music playing. You can adjust the volume of the music. I just got it turned up because we're here now and we're going to go through the machine. But as you can see, so basically the whole idea with the Perfect 10 is that they put their money in and there's all these prizes inside. So, and the other thing too is when you order one of these, it comes with the prizes. So your first setup of prizes is always included in the machine. And so that's one of the benefits of ordering this also. But they basically put their money in. So let's say you charge like $1 per play. They put their money in and then they choose which one of the poles or the rods that they want to play. So it'll say, you know, choose your prize. And then they choose like 1 through 5, which are these buttons here along the front. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then it says, get ready. And then it basically, it counts to, it basically does the, you know, the count to going up to 10. And they have to try to land on 10 to win the prize. So very cool. So, wanted to kind of go around the machine a little bit, and I think that's one of the best things about this machine is there's a lot of machines out there nowadays, and I feel like the build quality of a lot of these machines just isn't up to par of what is going on in the industry right now, and I think that this one is an exception to that. This entire frame is all metal. So the whole front of it, the back of it, everything is all metal. So you can see it's all metal, which is absolutely awesome. And it's a heavy machine. It is, you know, it's built tough. The door is all metal, all glass, very cool. So we've got our setup with the DBA and the Kiosoft reader on the front. And we'll get into the machine itself. I just wanted to kind of show you around it a little bit and the design and the actual logos and stuff that's on there, which is pretty cool. Very, very, very attractive. Like from a distance, it gets you to definitely come up and look at it. And if you've got the right, you know, prizes in there, you're definitely going to get a lot of plays. So let me, there goes the music again, pretty cool. So let me get some quarters. We'll put it in there. I'll show you how it plays. And then we can actually go through the machine and do, you know, like step by step and show you kind of how it works. I'll show you the board, I'll show you all the parts, how to set it up and all that kind of stuff. So let me grab some quarters, I'll be right back. Okay, guys, we're here at the machine. I got some quarters in my hand. Let me put them in here. So it says choose your prize. So let's pick number 3. So then you'll see the countdown. Here it goes. So I have to get it, you can see the buttons flashing. Number 3, I have to get it to close to 10 as I can. So 9, oh, of course I went over. So I didn't win, but that's how it works. Let's do it one more time so you guys can see here. Let's choose number 2. And you notice that 2 lights up, so a different color. There's also a counter here. Oh, I went over again. But that's how it works, you guys. Huge price sheet at the bottom. Let me show you a couple things about how it's set up. So for all you operators out there, you'll want to know all these details. So you basically got two locks. You've got a lock on the top and a lock in the front. So you'll set this one. This one's actually a black key, and then up top is a blue key for your door. So that's how you lock. You got two locks. Let me open it up here. And I'm gonna turn the music down so we can, so go in here on the board. And right here on the board, there's a little volume knob. You just turn that to the right to turn it off. So we'll get to the board here in a second, but on the back, what you'll notice is they've already got the two cutouts here already on the machine. It comes with metal plates, so you can just leave those, you know, as is if you don't want to run a dollar bill acceptor, or if you don't want to run, you know, a credit card reader. You don't have to. It comes with those with the metal plates in there. So what we did is we removed this metal plate. It's already set up for a DBA. It's got the right hole configuration. And so we just basically took off that metal plate and then just installed our pyramid dollar bill acceptor. And then on this one, we removed this plate. And then with Kiosoft for this unit, you just drill the 3 holes, which we did, and then mounted the credit card reader on there and then screwed it back in. And it was that simple. What's really cool about the back of this is that everything's super easy to access, which I really like. Like I said, this door is all metal, which is really nice. It's very heavy, which is very cool, very solid. But your button is here, everything's here. All the backs of your other buttons are all right there. So if you need to replace a button or if you need to do anything like that, it's super easy to access all of that. Same with your coin mech, like if you're having a coin mech issue or a jam, everything's right here, easily to get, you know, easy to get to, and fix anything that goes on with that, which is really nice also. So that's the door and all your buttons. And then there's your countdown also. And then over here you have your price sensors, both of those, and then adjustments on those. So you have your knobs here where you can adjust your 2 price sensors in case you need to for any reason. That's all there also. And then below you've got your coin drawers here. And then this unit here is your counters and all your stuff. And then inside here is the board. So let me pull this out. There's also their secondary switch there on the front. So really cool, because if you need to do any work on this machine, even this door is metal, which is awesome. The only part that I found that was wood is there's actually this, you know, this shelf here inside that is wood, and it's not particle board, it's like really thick pressed wood, not the thin stuff like you normally see, which is really nice. So it's a nice solid wood, and that's the only wood that I really saw, and everything else in the thing is metal, which is pretty awesome. And that gives you an idea. You can look inside and see you know, the prizes and stuff that came with it. So those are all in there. They set it all up. They were already mounted inside and everything for us. All we needed to do was go in and make any changes that we wanted to make to the settings ourselves. And I'll go through the settings here in a minute, but you got your 24 volt and your 12 volt power supplies. They're both right there. Easily accessible in case you needed to swap those out or do any work on this. Same with the board. Everything's here. And the other really cool thing about these boards now, especially on the Perfect 10, is that it comes with their cloud meter, so built into the board. So for those of you who know about pipeline games and their cloud meter and their app that allows you to access your games, which the cloud meter you can actually add to any amusement machine that you have and be able to monitor your machine. But that's actually built into this and built into the system. So it's not an extra feature that you have to buy. It's actually built into this machine, which is pretty awesome. So into the board. So you can download their app and run the cloud meter for your machine. If you're not running a credit card reader or something like that and you wanted to check out any of those kind of things or anything on your machine, you can do that remotely with their cloud meter. But really cool how they got this all. I mean, your speakers here, and then your counters and everything are here, and then all your wires and everything all nicely put in these little wire molds here, which is really cool. And then all your settings are here, and we'll go through those so I can explain them to you guys. And to set this thing up is really, really easy. And when I first got it, I thought it was going to be hard. And then once I looked at the instructions, because it's only, 2 pages. I can show you kind of what it looks like, the manual. And it's just basically just a page and then on the back. And I was like, oh man, that's not a lot of information, but it actually is everything that you need to know. So I'll show you guys how to set this up. It's really, really simple. So I'll go ahead and show you how to do all your menus. And all you need to do with your menus to get into them, you just press confirm and you're actually in your menu. So the first one is going to be account. And that's of course going to be, anything that you want to set up. So that's going to be, how many times did people play the prizes, so you can check out how many times were prizes given out, how many times were certain prizes played. You can see all that in this menu. So this is something you want to go into if you wanted to basically find out, is my prizes doing okay, and how many of those did I give out. That's just like with anything with a, almost like a standard claw machine where you're seeing how many times, how many prizes were given out besides how many plays. You can actually do that per rod. So when you go up there, you can actually go into the menu, and I'll show you here. So you go into, so you go down to, you've got game and game gift. So like how many times was that player chose to play from that rods would be game. So that would be how many times did they choose rod 1? 4 times. How many times did they win? 0. So how many times did they choose game 2? 5. How many times did they win? 0. So you can actually go through and do an inventory, or not inventory, but like a, I don't know what you want to say, but if you wanted to keep track of what are people playing for, and maybe there's a prize in there that you might want to swap out for something else because it just isn't getting any play, and you want to attract as many plays as you can get. So this is a good way to look at that and see what are people choosing, what's the most popular prizes. Like maybe, if you have the Harry Potter thing that's in there and maybe it's really popular, maybe you want to get a Star Wars version of that or something and put it on a different one of the rods. So this is a good way to do that. So I'm going to exit out of here. That's what those menus are for, to see how many total plays, how many times did it pay out, and you can do it by rod, which is really cool. Then you go down to the basic setup, and that's where you're going to do most of your stuff. So your basic setup is going to be, what do you want to charge? So it goes by coins. So 4 coins is going to be $1. So we're going to charge $1 per play. And then it's what number machine is this? So if you want to do an audit or something like that, you could change that. It's not something that we're going to do. The next one is the background music. So this is how long does the music play? And you can actually turn that off. So if you don't want the little music to play it plays for a minute is what this is saying, and then it shuts off. It waits a little while, and then it'll come back on again. So you can actually tell it to play longer. I think it's 1 through 10. I think is the choices of that. I think it's 1 minute, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, and 10 minutes. I think that was the choices. So if you wanted to play for 1 minute, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, or 10 minutes, you can do that, or you can just turn it off. So at our new location, we're going to turn the music off unless he wants it on, which he may want it to play. But most of the time in the restaurant where they're at, they're probably going to want it to be off. So we're going to go to that and we're going to change that. So all you need to do is just go to the right and turn it on close. And then that will be no music on this machine unless it's being played. So the sounds of please choose your prize and all that, that's still going to happen. But it's just not going to play music in between. And when it actually is, when they're doing the the countdown and all that, it will still play music also, but it won't play it in between. They call it attraction on a lot of machines, so it won't be doing the attraction music is what they call it. They call it background music on here, but most machines you're familiar with probably called it attraction music. And then the RGB card and all that, you can actually change the colors that the machine runs. So if you wanted it to be only certain colors and things like that, there's actually a setup for that. We haven't played with that, but if you don't want it to be alternating a bunch of different colors, you can actually set that up to change the colors and stuff like that. And so that's all you really need in this menu. So we're going to exit out of that. And all I'm doing is just going up or down and hitting confirm. And that's it. So, and then if you want to change them, you just go left or right on these 2 buttons right here. So you got left and right, we'll change the amounts, and then confirming it, and then going down to the next setting. So win set, is the next one, and that is where you're going to set what are your prizes worth. So I'll show you what that means. So you can set this between 0 and $99.99. So you could do really, really expensive prices in this. So you figure it's basically means dollars. So the prizes in here, we are told that 1, 3, 4, and 5 were all about $25 prizes. And then what number was it? Number 2, the instant cameras, which are up above there, those were actually a little bit more expensive. So what you want to do is like, what do you want to make off of these prizes? So that's what you're going to set these settings for. So you're going to say that it's not going to pay out until it's at 50 tries for that machine, which would be $50. Number 2 is not gonna release it until it gets up to $100. Same with number 3 is 50, and number 4 is 50. So for those $25 items, 1, 3, 4, and 5, you're making $25 per item. For the one that is the bigger one, you're making $50 on that item because it maybe had been a $50 item. So that's what they already had set up in the machine. So usually they'll set that for you when they send the machine to you. So they base it on the prizes that they put in there for you. But that's what those numbers mean. So you can set those to anything that you want, 1 through 9999, and hopefully that made sense to you. It depends on what you want your margin to be. So excuse me guys, sorry. So if you wanted your margin to be 50 margin, then you're going to basically charge double or pay out at double the amount. So and I'm not sure exactly what these prizes cost, but that's what they're saying that they base it on roughly. So then you go down to the win mode, and the win mode is basically your choices of, do you want the machine to be, and there's quite a few choices in here. So there's 3. So there is no prize, there's random, and there's fixed. And so if you've never wanted the machine to ever pay out, which I don't know why you would ever set that, that would be no prize. Random would be like if you had these set at 50, probably around between 25 and 50, somewhere in there, it's going to pay out randomly at a certain number. But if you did it at if that's on random, so it's just going to pick. Fixed, which is what this one is set at, means that it's going to do it at 50. So on the 50th play of each of those items and the 100th play of the number 2 item, it's going to pay out that or release that prize. So you can set these to whatever you want and how low or how high you want to run them. It's similar to a claw machine, except for usually you're dealing with ratios. It's just a different way of looking at the ratios. So these are more amounts than ratios. So similar but different, but basically, fixed at 50 if that's what you want to run it at, or if you want to run it depending on the cost of your prizes, you can change that. Or you can set it to random. Random's more when people are always at your location and they'll figure out that you're running it at a fixed of 20 or whatever it is. If you want a lot of winners, then you don't want them to know what that is. I think that's kind of impossible for them to actually figure out what each rod is set at. But that's when you would go to like random. But totally up to you on what you want to set those at. But hopefully that makes sense on the the differential, or the win mode. So whether you want it at fixed or random or no prize. So those are your 3 choices. And then your win, what they call win diff, which is how hard is the machine set at. So basically the way that it works is you have easier, easy, hard, harder, and hardest. So you basically have 5 settings on the machine of what you want to do. So hardest is the very hardest to win, and easier is the easiest. So the way that it means is that when they get to the point where it's going to pay out, they can go anywhere between, like if it's at easy, it's going to be 9.95 to 10 seconds. So that's a pretty big window that they can win on the payout. When you go up to easy, which is a little harder, it's 9.965 and to 10. And then basically hard is 9.9 9.975. Harder is 9.85, and then hardest is 9.95 to 10 of of how close they have to come to win the prize. So you can set that anywhere between easier and harder, and I don't think it's really that hard to hit close to 10. So where this machine is set at now, harder is 1 away from the hardest, and so that is 9.985 to 10. So anywhere between that range, when they hit the button, they're gonna win that prize, and you can set that to whatever you want to set that at, which is pretty nice. So you got basically, what do you want the prize, or how often do you want the prizes to be paid out? You want to know, do you want it to be fixed or random or not at all? So, and then you have how hard is it for them to win by pressing the button. So you've got 3 settings on this machine to adjust to get it to where you want it to be. I think these are probably pretty good settings where it's at now. So we have it at 50 for these prizes, except for one's at 100, and it's at fixed and it's on harder. So that gets a little harder for them to hit it, and hopefully you'll get more plays out of it because of that. But that's where we have our setup. So we'll go down to exit and hit to confirm. Okay, so then you can do run. The rest of them are like kind of like maintenance type menus. So like you have win set, or we just did that one. So you have light tests and gift rod tests. You can test your gift rods and make sure they're working correctly. Your inputs, which I don't really know what input. Let me see what input check. So check whether the prize rod light is on. Oh, so it's checking whether or not the lighting is working on the rods. And then the next one is reset, which we don't want to do. Okay, and then gift empty, which I'll show you guys this. So this gift empty is kind of cool. So what this is if your machine pays out and it's all the way empty, so when you come back to it and there's no prizes left, you go in here and you can reset this. So it resets the rods, because what the machine will do is it won't let them choose that rod. I guess, you can always have issues with people, like even though it's empty, they still choose number 5 anyways, and then they end up losing their money. So this machine will actually stop them from playing, but you have to go in once you fill it back up and reset that rod. So that's what you do in this menu, is you go back in there and then re-engage that rod, because the machine has shut it off once it realized there's no prizes left on it, which is pretty cool. So it has a sensor up there that it senses whether or not prizes are on the rod, and then it will basically stop it from playing, which is pretty cool on that rod. And then down here in your Wi-Fi set, that's going to be your cloud meter. So that is where you'll go in there, you set up the Wi-Fi for your location, and then you can actually run your cloud meter, which is built into the board, which is absolutely awesome. So those are your menus. That's pretty much it. I mean, that's the only setup you really have to do. It's all based on what prizes that you're running in the machine. You can run pretty much anything, as you can tell, larger or smaller, depending on, as long as it's, not too wide or whatever, it'll hold it in here. So you can run big stuff, small stuff. They got little stuff at the top, little cameras, little pop figures. But you choose your prizes. I mean, you can go to Five Below and pick up a bunch of stuff, or wherever you get your toys and your good stuff. You can get that and put that in here. You can do plush, whatever you wanted to run in here, you can run. Which they gave us pretty good prizes. And so right now, if you're in the Discord, there is a coupon that is running on these machines, and that's why we bought one. And if you go into the Pipeline Games channel and look in there, they're running a special on this machine that is an amazing price, and it's lower than we've ever seen it, and we're excited that we waited because we didn't realize that they were going to run a sale on it, and the normal price is quite a bit more expensive. But you can go in there right now if you're in the Discord and get the discount. Otherwise, for the video, because they wanted to see how many people may have ordered from the video, if you go to their website and use the code Howard, it doesn't get us anything. We have nothing to do with it. It's just because we're doing the video. It doesn't get us any money or anything like that, you guys. It's just to show where the discount's coming from. If you use the code Howard on the website, you guys can see the deal that they're running on this machine. They white glove deliver it. It is an awesome machine. I can't talk enough about how cool it is and how different it is. And like I said before, let me get back so you guys can see it from a distance, because it is a great looking machine. And we wanted one, and so I told him I was gonna do a video on it just because we got one and I wanted to, and people in the Discord actually asked for it, so that's why we're doing the video. But now you know how to set it up, now you know how it works. Go into the Discord, get the discount for being a Discord member. They also have more codes that if you're ordering more than one of these, instead of getting into all the codes, just contact me, or if you go into the Discord, all the codes for ordering more of them are in the Discord, or contact us if you want us to help you. We can do that also. I can give you the other codes that are available if you're ordering multiple of them. But this is the machine. It is the Pipeline Games Perfect 10. Pretty awesome. Great looking machine. We're so excited to put it on location. We will do more videos and show you guys how it's doing, what it looks like on location. And thanks to my wife for letting me bring it into the living room, because it's 106 degrees outside today. Otherwise it would have been out in the shop. But you know, thank you, Natalie, for letting me bring it in and do it in here. But that is the Perfect 10 from Pipeline Games. You can go to pipelinegames.com and check it out, and then use the code Howard, or if you're a Discord member, go into the Discord, and they've got this on sale and a bunch of other machines on sale currently too. And if you're looking for something else from Pipeline Games, let us know, because we might have codes that can help you with that also. So till next time, guys, hope you enjoyed the video, and hope you guys get yourself a Perfect 10, because this machine is really awesome. And we'll see you next time. Bye.